So you're currently in a 4-3-2-1.
Yes.
Is this the formation that you'll be going forward in the Premier League, do you think?
It will be, yeah. Sometimes I like to drop into a 4-2-3-1 to bring a bit more width if I'm trying to see a game out and stuff, but usually it's just this tactic. I think it's the best on the game, and it's used by many, many pros.
With the 4-3-2-1, what tactics are you currently using? What's your go-to?
Well, my tactics, I like my team to I like it to keep it very balanced, to be honest. Apart from depth, because I don't like having such a deep line. I like pushing up and pressing. But most of the things are just unbalanced apart from direct passing. That's like a go-to in the pro scene. Most people just have it on. To be honest, I don't really know what it does. Everyone else uses it, and I feel like my team just moves a bit better and there's better runs being made when I've got it on.
The defensive depth's actually really interesting. 69 out of 100, I think it is. That's quite high, I'd say, compared to what I've seen in the past. Obviously, 71 depth was the go-to at the start of the game. Have you just sort of, I guess, got used to that and now that's how you play? Or has this been the way you've played throughout the past FIFA titles as well?
I'd say so. I like to get up the field, and then once I'm up the field, if I lose it, be in a position where I can just win it back straight away and keep hold of the ball. Because when you lose a ball against another pro, if you give them enough time on the ball, they'll be at your net and score a goal before you know it. So it's all about maintaining and keeping them in their own half.
So I'll go through the instructions next. I know some pros sometimes just leave it pretty much all the same. Are there any things you change?
Well, this year, many people are doing it. In this formation especially, you have one fullback on balanced, an overlap, and then you have the other one on stay back.
Okay.
And it kind of creates like an overload on one side. And you also have one of your centre mids, they'll go on to, say, balanced, and the other two will be on stay back. So you kind of have an overload on one side with your fullback, with the other fullback staying back, and on the other side, the centre mid's pushing forward, so you have a nice balance to different options and different triangles all over the pitch.
Now, what I've noticed when I'm watching you play is you're quite patient in the build-up. You're not rushing anything. You're barely holding down the sprint button. You mentioned pace being quite important, but is it, a case of being patient as well?
Yeah, patience is for me, my place. Some people like to play 100 mile an hour, and I'll play against someone who, say, I hold the ball for 70% of the game, but they can just score every single counter-attack. But for me, just patience. Build up slowly, and then when you need that burst of pace, there you go, you're through.
I heard you mention earlier that you say you're about creating 100% chances.
Yeah.
So you're not taking any risks with your shots. You're making sure that if you're shooting, there's a big chance it's going to be going in.
Yeah, I don't like to. I mean, sometimes if you've got nothing on, if you're playing a very good play, you have no choice but to hit the Trivellas and the finesse shots. But I like to have that in my locker just in case I can't break through someone's team. But most of the time I like to, sometimes it's my own downfall, because there's certain angles I probably could have shot off and it might go in, but I like to make sure it goes in the net when I'm shooting.
Give me some tips then. How can I improve I'm 3-0 down, I need to get back into the game. What should I do to change it?
First of all, just put on constant pressure.
Constant pressure when you're down?
Yeah, just do it. You might concede more, but what's the harm in losing 5-0 to when you could potentially go on and score? I'd get fast build-up play. That's one up.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, fast build-up.
Fast build-up, and then long ball or direct passing.
Let's go for some direct passing, and then the width and all this. Does this matter?
Players in box. That's quite a key one really that people miss out. It kind of dictates where. It's not just how many people will be in the box. It's where your players are in the box.
Right.
But yeah, I just whack that all the way up too. That's what I tend to do.
Right. What are the go-to skill moves that you say you use the most?
The two you just mentioned there, step overs. They always give you a bit of an acceleration on what you're doing. I mean, a ball roll just before a pass, just like that. Great example of
that's what I'm going to say. If it takes sweaty goals to concede, I'm not angry.
But yeah, I like the way EA have added cancelling skill moves, because there's so many more options now. It's quite difficult to learn, but I have certain skill moves in my head which most of the time, even if you're playing against a very, very good player, they'll just work anyway because you're not expecting it to happen. Yeah. McGeady spin cancel is my go-to for that. Yeah. And apart from that, just elasticos, they're always good. A little L1 stop into an elastico usually gives you enough space to get a shot off.
What are the go-to play styles that you use? Because there are some that have been very meta at the start of the game that have sort of faded out a bit now. What are the play styles you find yourself looking for when you use a player?
Rapid's always a good one. Rapid or quick step plus, they're increases your speed, and FIFA's always been about pace, to be honest. If you've got pace, you can compete as a player on the game.
It's 2-0.
2-0. Finesse shot plus, just use it there. Yeah. That's a good one. Trivellas were very overpowered. they've now been nerfed. You can still kind of do them, but finesses, if you can green them, most angles you can get them in the net.
Yeah.
And a new one for ePremier League that all the pros are using is Aerial Plus with Haaland. He's 6'5" and he just wins every header. So cross it to the back stick, and either nod it down someone or put it back in net with him.
Defending is a great way to win games, isn't it? Is that something that you'll put a lot of focus on when you're playing in the ePremier League?
Yeah, sometimes I tend to lose, like, I have to wake myself up sometimes because I go flying into stuff. I go through little phases, but when it comes to like competition time, I always make sure, like, just once Diogo Mendes, he said to me once, he said, just defend like you're scared. Just put every man behind the ball, and just if you're not feeling confident about winning tackles and stepping out, just put every man behind the ball and just shore up your defence.
Right, I find myself always using second man press. It was really good in FIFA 23. Would you say it's as good this year? Because I found myself, I've left myself very exposed at the back a lot of the times. Is that something that you use, or have you been avoiding that?
It's something that I use. Sometimes you can overuse it, but you've just got to. It's more for like trap. I use it to trap people in. So say someone's gone down the wing, and you've got a fullback in front of them. You can hold them there with R1, second man press.
Yeah.
And then once they're in there, you can get a man up behind them, and then they've actually got no way out. And that's most of the way I win the ball back when I'm playing FC.